Okay, so here we have the path for Tuck My Tail, and this one's going to be really quick because I would say this is probably the easiest path in the entire tournament. There's literally no whammy at all, and there's only 2 activations, so both activations are full bar. You can see we have our 3 phrases, all of them are exactly the same here, and there's another one here. You would think, well, why is there no whammy? Clearly this is staying here. Well, there's 4 phrases, so you don't need the whammy, you automatically get full bar. And our first activation isn't long after this final 4th phrase here, so I will say that the first activation is a little bit weird in its position. So it's right here, it's on this this red blue, and apparently there's no squeeze. You can, well, yeah, there's squeeze at the end. So yeah, just you activate on this red blue here. It's not actually particularly hard to remember. You can see it goes back to, there's a brief time moment where it goes, we let go of the red, then we come back, and then it's the first blue after this break, and it's as simple as that. You just activate there, you overlap this phrase, try and squeeze an extra note if you want, and then we just build the bar star bar again. So we have 1, 2, 3, only 3. Okay, I was wrong. They're not both full bar activations, but you don't whammy on either of them. So you get 3 this time, and you overlap here. So our activation point is, once again, it's not trivial, but the way I remembered it was, you wait after this phrase here, and the triplets from start, you wait for the first instances of a green-yellow chord, so right here, and then it's right after this, the first yellow-blue sustain, activate right there. And that's how you remember it. So first instance of a green-yellow chord, get ready to activate, then after the sustain, straight away. And it's really that simple. You overlap this phrase, you overlap this phrase, and you can try and squeeze in this last note here. And that's literally it. There is really little to comment on here. There's no difficult activations, there's no whammy at all, there's not really even any squeezing, there's no reason why you'd have to tilt act. It's just really simple as far as paths go, and it was a nice break actually. I didn't actually get, this is the one song in Pool 1 that I didn't get to play in a match, or at least in a match that mattered. I got to play it in an exhibition against Preston, where I AFC'd it there, but this was my one song that I was missing in terms of the full pool, let's see, if you will. But that is besides the point. That is the path for Tuck My Tail, really easy, so we'll get straight on with the notes. Okay, so now we come to the notes of Tuck My Tail 125, and much like the path, there really isn't that much to say. The song is very repetitive. The main verse thing is the main part of the song, and even then, if you struggle with that, the choruses are pretty easy, the bridge is pretty easy. So there are a few things I will talk about. So first of all, how do you approach this main riff, or mainly the end of this riff? Up to here it's pretty fine, but then I would say, you know, you just play it as you would play it. I don't really think there's anything you could really struggle with. But this ending bit I could see being a little bit tricky, so if we just take a look at it. Just the end of that there. So there's no open notes, but you can get it wrong if you anchor in the wrong place or whatever. So basically you want to anchor more than you probably think. Some of these notes you can anchor below, and it makes it basically 2 of the same note instead of a chord followed by a single note. So you can see there we have a red yellow followed by yellow. You can just completely ignore the fact that it's a single yellow and just hit it as a red yellow chord. Same deal with that red after the green red. And that's basically all there is to that. Yeah, and occasionally there are little variations like this blue-orange hammer on here. I'm missing a lot because I'm talking. But that's basically it, to be fair. I mean, I think in verse 2 they change it up a little bit. Where it stops being straight 16ths. So you might want to do a double down there. I would do a double down to make sure you're starting on double strums. Down strums, should I say. And now, here is the hard part of this song. The one hard part of the song, you could say. Changes to triplets for like half a second. But, once again, it's very easy to figure out if we just take a look at it for 1 second. You can just see the last note of the little phrase there. The red yellow chord. So, count the notes. 1, 2, 3, 4. And then 3 red yellow chords. So it's 7 notes. So, if we just think of 1, that's all you need to do. You're already on a down strum, so and then it goes back to normal. In fact, it's a hammer on afterwards, so it's literally those 7 strums. Do the hammer on, and then back to normal. The open note directly after the red yellow strum could throw you off. It threw me off for a little bit, but as long as you just remember that it's there, you can get past it. So as far as the fretting goes, with the fast part, so we're not anchoring red on this first one, but you immediately switch to anchoring red. So that's 4, and then it's down, up, down for the last 3. So those 3 almost don't even matter. It's basically just these 4 notes. But once again, even the red blues start on a down. So if you really struggle with it, you could do it in burst strums. But that, I mean, I don't think there's anyone doing that. So that's really the missable part of the song. But as I say, a couple of runs. The thing is with that, it can be a bit difficult to remember that it's even there. Well, not difficult, but you can forget that it's there because the song is very samey, and you can just sort of get let your mind wander while you play this song, but if you remember it's there, it's no problem. And so yeah, besides that, we got the choruses, which are, you know, easy. We got these quick bursts, but as I say, even if you don't want to do 4 straight strums, you could do 2 really quick bursts of 2. Whichever suits you. And yeah, there's really nothing to comment on there. Same with the bridge, it's just triplet strums. Everything ends on downs. That one ends on an up. But yeah, it really isn't hard, you know. It's just triplet strumming. Now, the very end of the song does have a bit of variation, and it has enough variation that I actually formulated a way to be more consistent at it rather than just strumming through it without thinking. So, it's a bit weird. I can't really explain why. There's an open note in it that makes it a bit weird. But here, it's actually simple enough. You just alt strum it straight. Because everything ends up being on downs anyway. But with this one, you want to do a double down where I just pause there. So it goes da-da, 1 note break, and then a double down to make sure that you're on down strums on the measures. So this one's fine. You see that open up can sometimes get you. Double down. And that's about all there is to the notes, honestly. As I say, there isn't much to say, ironically enough. But yeah, path's really easy. It's a very repetitive song, and you would end up getting the riff as you played it, more and more anyway. It's just remembering that one little quick part that's in it. But yeah, we'll do a run of the song, and then that'll be that.
To the
So there we go, that's Tuck My Tail, 125. As you can see, there's not too much going on there, and we have got 603, 432, which I believe is actually the optimal score. And there's not too many songs you can get optimal on that easily in the tournament, especially not ones I personally can get optimals on. But yeah, optimal score, just a little bit of squeezing. It's really probably, I would say, the easiest in the tournament. Not the easiest I've seen in the tournament, but easiest to pass, easiest to get a very high score on. As you can see, this is actually first try. So yeah, that's Tuck My Tail. And the next song is going to be quite the opposite in terms of getting optimal. It's going to be Foggy Mountain Breakdown. So we'll see you there.